Hey War Gamers, Purple Druid here, and we have turn 5 of the Chainmail play-by-post. So we're going to start with the green orders. Now, some of these we're going to just move half in case of any split fire or pass-through fire, things like that. And some we will do half move and then fire in the missile phase. My chair's in the way. All right, so quick run through of the green orders. The heavy cavalry, which are here in the center, the white cubes, they are going to charge these medium cavalry. The two western skirmish lines are going to move together to form a single unit, which technically I don't think we're supposed to be able to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move them within 1 inch, and then both of them are going to fire as possible. And then the light archers are going to move forward. The other skirmish line here is going to fire on this medium cavalry, so when they move, they'll move them halfway, and then we'll shoot. And that'll be pass-through fire. And the light foot on the east will move forward a full move up here, and then there'll be a roll-off if they can try to shoot at that heavy cavalry. Let's see what else. The armored foot is going to move forward. That's this unit here. And perhaps because this has a superhero, if anyone is close enough within charge range, they'll be able to force a morale check due to the superhero. Now, they have to be within charge range, and for armored foot, the charge range is only 6 inches. So I don't think we have to worry about that. For the yellow team, the yellow forces, their armored foot is going to move at an oblique northeast to the maximum. And it just says oblique, so we're gonna say 45 degrees for obliques. Medium cavalry is going to charge the heavy cavalry, so we have a charge versus charge situation here. The skirmishers in the center are going to take any pass-through fire that might be possible. That's these. Skirmishers in the west are going to move north. The heavy infantry will move north. The light infantry with composite bows will move north. The crossbows will move north. And the heavy horse here is going to do an about face and move west. So it looks like we do have the possibility of some ranged fire here. We have charge versus charge here. We do need to do a morale check. I was wrong on one of the earlier turns. I had mentioned that to withstand a cavalry charge, the defenders must check morale if they're on foot, but actually it's either. If both units are charging, both must check morale, and they add 2 to their dice score if they are horse. So both of these units are charging each other. They will check their morale, and they'll each get a +2. Now, both of those, this one is heavy cavalry, this one is medium cavalry. And heavy versus medium, they need a 6. And medium versus heavy, they need a 4. So they'll need to roll a 6, they get +2 on their dice. They need to roll a 4, they get +2 on their dice. So when we do that movement, we will do those charges. However, I'm only going to move them, like I said, halfway so they can take their pass-through fire. So let's go ahead and get the movement prepped. I'm going to take these off of here because we know which way these are facing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use let's see. All right, so we'll start with the movement. Heavy horse has a charge of 18. Medium horse has a charge of 24. So we may run into a little bit of a problem here for any pass-through fire because there may not be enough time. So if I move this unit forward 9, that'll place them here. If I move this unit forward 12, so they're going to crash together right in the middle. So there will not be yeah, you know what? We'll go ahead and do the pass-through fire. Put those on there to remember to do that. So let's do this. The medium, center to center, it is 14 inches. First, let's make a morale check. Red dice, red dice for the green army. Okay. Ooh. 5. They needed a 6. Medium horse. Medium horse being charged by heavy horse. They need a 6. And they got a 5. So they are going to fail. So they're going to have to retreat 1.5 moves with their backs to the enemy, and then must try to rally. All right, so that makes things really interesting, because now they're probably going to crash into the heavy cavalry, or the heavy infantry and the heavy cavalry, and these skirmishers. All right, so let's flip this around. They're going to go that way 1.5 moves, which will, this is going to be a mess. Remember what I said about we're getting all these unusual things? So this is half of their move. They've moved half. And so now we're going to get pass-through fire from the skirmishers. So they'll take pass-through fire because they're not moving. These guys are going to move forward. Right. All right, so these are going to take pass-through fire. They're going to try to move north. They're fleeing back. These guys are going to try to do a 180. So what's going to happen here is there's going to be, this unit's going to crash into this unit, and I believe that means they have to take a morale check. Okay, so the rule book calls this a retreat and not a rout. So what's going to happen is they're going to move about 1 inch, and they're going to hit these, and they're going to stop. These guys are not going to be able to move, but they are not going to need to rally because this is not a rout. If this unit was routed, then this unit would rout also and then fall back as well. So they are going to stay right here. I'm going to pull this one out. So that they can do their 180. And then they can move west up to 1 inch. inch. And that will give them a fatigue marker. This unit will get a fatigue marker. And they're unable to move. I'm going to scoop this one. See if I can do this. There. All right, let's do the rest of the moves now. For green. All right, this unit here is going to move forward to within 1 inch. And then they're going to take pass-through fire if they can. This unit here will move forward to within 3 inches of this unit. So that'll be right there. The armored foot is going to move forward. I'm going to get in your way. Okay, so the armored foot and the light foot have moved forward 1 full move each. They will probably not be able to fire. Their range is 15 inches. I don't think they have the range. There's no forced casualty morale check. And everyone else will remain stationary. So I'm going to take his fatigue off because he's not... Oh, he keeps those. That's his previous one. But he'll lose his fatigued marker. This fellow will lose his fatigued marker. And then let's finish the orders for yellow. The armored foot is going to move forward at an oblique. 6 inches at 45 degrees. Like so. And that will give them a fatigue marker. The skirmisher's already moved. The heavy infantry wants to move north, but they cannot. The bowmen will move northeast as far as possible. They can move 12 inches because they're unarmored. And the crossbows, these guys can move, these are also unarmored, so they can move 12 inches. Looks like they have a target of opportunity. So here's what's going to happen. These guys are going to move forward 6 inches. And then, actually, let's move them back 2 inches. There we go. And then they're going to fire on that hero. And the heavy horse have done their movement. So they're going to get a fatigue marker. They get a fatigue marker. And all right, let's do our pass-through fire. 1, 2, 3. 12 versus fully armored. Which, as I recall, is 1 to 2. 1 to 4 is 1. 1 to 4 is 1 casualty. So that'll be 1 casualty for them. That's their pass-through fire. Oops. I need to move him back up here. All right. And then we'll finish their movement, and this is a charge. So they're going to charge and crash right into the rear of this medium infantry. So that's going to be a melee. Now, heavy versus medium. They're going to count as 1 higher, and they're going to get, I believe, a +1. All right, so missile fire. Let's start over here. Both of these are within 15 centimeters range, so we have 24. We'll break those into 3 units of 8 versus, no, I'm sorry, those are fully armored. So we'll do 2 units of 10. So we'll roll 2 dice. A 1 to 4 is 1 casualty. A 5 to 6 is 2 casualties. And we have a 3 and a 5, so that'll be 3 casualties. Over here, they do not have, they were supposed to fire over this way because they were supposed to go there. They cannot. However, they're also out of range there, so they don't have any shots. The crossbowmen here do have a shot. There are 12 of them that can fire at a heavy cavalry hero. So he's fully armored. And they get a +1. Which is a 2. So that will cause a casualty. So let's give him a pip, because I don't believe that kills him. I think we have to do 4. Now over here, these can shoot at him as well. That's 8. They need a 5 or a 6. They get a 5. So that's 2 right there. And then the last of it is this light infantry. They may have a chance. They do not. Okay. So that is going to be it for missile fire. All right, so for this melee, heavy horse versus medium horse is 1 die per man. A 5 or a 6 kills. They have a hero that counts as 4. So 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9 dice. The retreating unit does not get to fight back, so they will be rolling 0 dice. And because they're attacking, they get a +1. And they actually get 2 +1s. They get a +1 for being heavy, which would bump them up 1, and then they get +1 for attacking from behind. Can you see that? Yeah. Just double check that. All right, nope, I was wrong. They just get a +1. So we're going to roll 9 dice. They need 4s to cause a casualty. And we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 casualties out of 20. So that is not close enough to their break, so they will not. Well, haha. No, we have to do the math. I always forget the math. All right, so I'm going to pause this because I'd hate doing the math on camera. Okay, so here's the math. The gray side, I'm sorry, the white cubes have cause more casualties. I rolled a 5, so 4 casualties times 5 plus 1 for the hero is a 6, so that's going to be 24 points. There are 9 surviving units. They get 8 points each. 9 times 8 is 72, and then 20 for the hero is a total of 92. 92 plus 24 is 116, so they have 116 points. The gray, they get 3 points because they have 16 versus 13 surviving units. And then they have, as I said, 16 times 8. For their morale. 16 times 8 is 108. Right? 16 and 48. Yes, 108. Plus the 3 makes it 111. So the difference between 111 and 116 is 5 points, which we double to 10 because both units are less than 20 figures. So now we are in that 0 to 19 range, so melee will continue. They are still trying to get away, but this is the second round, so they will get to do an attack back. But they're only going to get 1 attack back. Well, no, because they'll press on, so they'll get 1 attack back, and they will get 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they'll still get 9. So it'll be 9 versus 5. All right, let's get those dice out. Okay, for medium horse versus heavy horse, they get 1 die per 2 men. So they'll get 2 dice, they'll kill on a 6. The heavy versus medium get 1 dice per man. So they'll get 9, and they kill on a 5. So we'll roll that out. And we have no casualties for the gray cubes. And the white cubes have 1. They cause 2 more casualties. So let's take those off. 1 and 2. So that'll take them down to 14. And now we'll do the math again. Okay, so for the green side, die roll is a 1, plus 1 for the hero is a 2, times 2 casualties is 4 points. 81 points for the horseman, 20 points for the hero, for a total of 105. The yellow side, they have 1 more figure than the green side, so they get 1. 14 times 8 is 112, so that's a total of 113. So once again, we have a difference of 8 times 2 for less than 20 is 16. So we're going to fight again. And we will continue. We'll have the same 9 versus 2. I'm sorry, that's not correct. Yes, 9 versus 2. All right, here we go. And the yellow force has no casualties. The green force has 5s and 6s. There are 3. All right. This is our 3rd round of melee in this turn, so this will be the final round of melee. If we have an inconclusive result once again, then this will carry over to the following turn, turn 6. So we're going to remove 3 more casualties. And then we'll do the math. All right, so 3 casualties this time, times 6 plus 1 is 7. 3 times 7 is 21. Plus 2, now they have more figures. 9 times 9 is 81, plus 20 for the hero. So the yellow have a total of 124. They only get 11 figures times their 8 points, which is 88. That's a difference of 36. Times 2 is 72. The result of 72 means retreat 1 move. They cannot retreat. So let's see if we have to roll to see if they can rally and be able to fight again next turn. If they can't, they will rout, and that's going to rout these guys, and then everyone's going to go this direction. So on a 1 or a 2, they're able to rally, and okay, so they are going to be able to rally and stay put to fight next turn. So I believe that is where we are, and we were unable to do 4 points of damage to this hero in this turn, so this will go away. And we need a total of 3 melees, which will fatigue them. 3 melees in 1 turn causes fatigue, so they are going to be fatigued now, as well as this one. They did 3 melees as well, so they are fatigued also. And I need they didn't get to move, so they don't get these guys did move though, so they get 1, 2, 4, 5. All right, so that is the end of turn 5. This is our final position. Very, very, very interesting. And okay, I've made an error and I'm going to fix it. I'm going to upload the video for y'all to watch so you can see the error I did and how I'm fixing it. For public consumption though, I'm going to chop that part out and we're going to just do straight to this. One thing I have failed to take into account is that there is a melee here and they're within 3 inches. So this unit can rotate in and join into this battle. So that's what's going to happen. And so these heavy infantry here are going to rotate around and get into battle. So that's what we've got now. So that is going to alter the calculus just a little bit. So we're going to go back to the 2nd round of melee. We're going to have 9 attacks here, 9 figures attacking here. We'll have, 8 figures attacking here. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. And then I'll push this over here, and we'll have 2 figures that will fight on this side, this way. versus the armored foot. So we're going to have 8 versus 2 here, because they still only have 5 across that are fighting. So that'll be 8 versus 2. And then for the armored foot, I'm sorry, heavy foot versus heavy horse. 1 die per 4 men, and a 6 will kill. Now, they don't have 4 men in battle there. They can move up to 6 inches. So they don't get to roll. The other 2 figures will get to roll. So it'll be 2 versus 0 the other direction. All right, so let's roll that. And then we'll do the math again. So 8 versus 2. 1, 2. Okay, so 2 casualties, same as last time. And no casualties that way. Then we have 2 dice for these versus them. They need 5s. They don't get any. Okay. So now we're going to have a very, very different result when it comes to the math, because there's a lot more figures involved. Okay, so here we are with the new math. I apologize once again. The green force caused 2 casualties, times 7 is 14. They have 9 heavy horse for 81 points. And then for the hero, they get 20 for a total of 115. The yellow side has 58 models plus 14, which is 72. They have 14 times 8 for morale is 112. They have 49 times 5 for morale, which is 245. And then they have 40 for the superhero for a grand total of 469. So now there are not less than 20 figures on either side. So the difference is 354 points. And so once again, this unit is going to surrender. And now that will be the end of the melee. No one will be moving any further. I'm going to take this off, and everyone gets another fatigue marker. And at this point, I don't believe this hero is going to be able to, theoretically, once again, he could theoretically try to challenge the superhero to single combat. Would not recommend that, but we will end the turn here, and I will let the players decide on the disposition of this hero. But these troops are going to surrender, and he can either surrender or challenge the superhero to single combat. All right, thanks for watching, and I appreciate the patience that you have, and be sure and hit like and subscribe. Thanks, and keep on gaming.